Hello, and welcome back to this Trails of Cold Steel Let's Play with me, SLJ RPG. In the last episode, we rescued the Crown Princess, not the Crown Princess, just the Princess, and Reen's sister from the Imperial Liberation Front, fought a big old bone dragon, fought Comrade C, and then managed to escape with the help of Sarah Wallerstein and the Icy Maiden, head of the military police. As we left, we got thanked by the Crown Princes, or the royal family themselves, with Olivert, with Alfin, and with Cedric showing himself to us. And our final meeting, of course, was with the very well-known, who we've seen in all three arcs so far, the Blood 9 Chancellor, Gileath Osborne. As he finished up his saying, Reen's scar on his chest reacted to him, so that might mean some fuckery going along there, some shit that probably pertains to the past and Reen's, coming about into being, which is going to showcase itself there. But if you've been enjoying this, please like, please subscribe. I'm so close to 100 subscribers. I might even be at it at this point, but I would love to get that custom URL. So if you have been enjoying this and watching this, because I seem to be getting decent numbers on it, please join the party. But without any further ado, I think it is time to continue. So we're in 2 August. And we're going straight to August 18th. Life back at Thor's, probably a little bit less intense than what we've seen previously.
It was the peak of summer, and the sweltering sun was beating down on the residents of Trista. After returning from Heimdall, we were given a whopping 5-day summer vacation before the school year resumed.
So big. Whole 5 days, guys.
Turns out, Thor sticks to its military roots, only granting extended vacations to students over the New Year's holiday.
Gotta be done.
However, nobles are allowed to visit home, ostensibly to give them time to become familiar with their family's holdings.
We can see, obviously, the cat there in the background.
And, as you might expect, that meant most students from classes 1 and 2 spent summer away from Trista.
Is that going to be the case with
Meanwhile,
our nobles?
Classes 3 through 5 were stuck on campus, envying the nobility as they studied and trained as usual. The other members of Class 7 and I chose to stay in Trista as well, facing the heat with our fellow students.
Okay, I see Laura. I don't see Eustace, though. $8:30. It's so hot and dying in here. So, I'm sick of this heat already. It's how I feel right now in the UK. Talking about it makes me feel even hotter. This is where we're at. The Academy should install orbital air conditioner. At least then I'll be a little easier to cope. An orbital air conditioner? What is that? It's a device that blows out cool air to regulate temperature. Maybe it'll help if you think of it as the opposite of a stove. Some kind of wizardry. I've heard of them, but aren't they supposed to be prohibitively expensive? Only most modern buildings seem to be able to afford them. Do you have one in your house? Well, there's one in the Rhineford Company corporate headquarters. It'd be nice if my mother could spare one. For the Academy she sits on the board of directors for. It would seem a bit much to hope for. This is a military academy, so I doubt we can expect to be indulged quite that much. Indeed. Whoever thought needs to get a medal. Right, the summer heat is more difficult to cope with than in Legram. As long as I think it is another part of my training, it doesn't bother me that much. Briarheart gets a similar summer heat waves. There's usually a breeze blowing in from the canyon at this time of year. It does make summers a bit easier to manage. My hotel's up in the mountains. Pretty cold even at this time of the year. Actually, now that you mention it, I would have thought you would be going back home for summer, being nobles and all. Were you given permission, weren't you? If everyone else was going home, I would have considered it. But in the end, I decided against it. I mean, it wasn't all that long ago I got to see Elise. Maybe next year. I came here to train. Until I feel like I've made significant progress. I have no intention of returning home. Some of you saw my father's mansion. Do you think I'll go willingly back to a place like that? Much rather stay here and take my chances with the heat stroke. You really are comfortable at home, huh? There's a lot going on right now. I doubt all the people headed to the conference at the end of the month would have much time to be worrying about the heat. You make a good point. You're talking about the West Zamoria Trade Conference, right? It's pretty big. That's the one. There's never been an international conference on this scale before, at least not in modern times. Mayor Data Croy, who happens to be the CEO of Crossbell, is the one who first proposed it. I've heard Princess Olivert will be attending on behalf of His Majesty the Emperor. The Chancellor Osman is supposed to be attending too. Indeed they are. Seems crazy to think we just met them both a few weeks ago. Chancellor in particular was a pretty intimidating figure. Seems like a big scary monster. He certainly does. First he served in the Imperial Army before being a politician. 11 years ago, His Majesty entrusted him with the position of Chancellor. A full 70% of the Imperial Army is under his jurisdiction. It's pretty big. His fame comes from establishing the most of the nation's railway network centered on the capital. Though he's responsible for annexing smaller countries and independent states around Erebonia. All these took place without any bloodshed, at least as far as I'm aware. I wouldn't put too much stock in what he's selling. Military spending in the country has increased exponentially since he took control. And the only possible thanks to the tax revenue he gleans from the people of Heimdallar and the annexed nations. Well, he was the one who ordered the construction of those railway guns they got pointed at Crossbell too. At one point, Erebonia was on the verge of a full-scale war with Calvert because of those things. It's pretty apparent that actually the rebel that proposed the way to avoid armed conflict. They ended up signing a non-aggression pact. This is going over stuff that we know from other games. Two countries. Wouldn't be surprised if the issue reared its head again during the trade conference. He's a really popular figure, popular enough to seem he have a group of terrorists after him. So these were definitely after him. It does seem like he was their main target, doesn't he? Hammer of judgment that shall topple the dictator. They seem to harbor a deep-seated grudge against it. He does seem like the type who'd make enemies, especially with a face like that. Well, only if my foe's close ally, but Machias can't. He's kind of got his hands tied. Come to think of it, isn't the instructor awfully late? It's well past our time for homeroom to start. She decided about 10 minutes ago, actually. Swear, that woman. She better not be sleeping off another hangover back at the dorm. I wouldn't put it past her. We're all buddy, friends right now, which is all really good. So, I wouldn't be surprised.
Excuse me. I'll have you know I did no such thing. Today.
Indeed. So, Miss Sarah Valstein.
Instructor?
Good morning, instructor.
Morning, everyone!
So we know a little bit more about her, that she's a former bracer now as well.
Anyway, I'll have you know I've got a good reason for being late today. And that reason is, we're going to be welcoming a new classmate today.
Interesting.
What?
A transfer student at this time of year?
Seriously?
All right, come on in.
Righto.
Crow. Dope.
Huh? Crow?
But isn't he a second-year student?
He certainly is.
I'm Crow Armbrust. Starting today, I'll be joining you fine folks as a member of Class 7. It's gonna be pretty sweet, guys.
What?
What? I mean, how?
He's failed all of his exams.
Are you sure you want to know? It's a long tale fraught with the intrigue of school politics.
I don't think I'd put it quite like that. Back in his first year, he slacked off so much that he ended up failing a few of his classes. Then he came crying to me in a panic like, "Oh, help me, Instructor Sarah. They're not gonna let me graduate." So as a special exception, he's going to be joining us for the next 3 months to pay for his laziness.
I'm for it.
You can't be serious.
That's an even more pathetic reason than I was bracing myself for.
I think you already know that Crow was one of the trial users for the Arcus test they ran last year. So I thought he might be a good role model for you. In that sense, anyway. And don't forget, he'll also be joining us on our future field studies, too.
I mean, it gives us a really nice rounded number of people.
Looks like you saved me the trouble of having to explain it all. Anyway, let's let the good times roll. Oh, and since we're all classmates now, No need for all that sweet talking you lay on the other second years, all right? Right.
Easier said than done, I fear.
Indeed.
If he was any more laid back, he'd be comatose.
Instructor, I can't help but notice you left the door open.
Indeed.
Wait, is there someone else too?
Is there more than one?
Are you serious? Oh, I was hoping to catch you off guard.
Are we just going to get all 3 of the New Year's?
All right. Come on in and say hello.
I thought you forgot I was out in the hall!
Oh. What? Wait. Was not expecting that.
What?
What?
What the fuck is she doing
You must
here?
be joking.
That really makes no sense.
Aren't you?
Or very confusing.
You're the girl we met in the Nord Highlands.
Yuppers! Long time no see, guys.
Milliam, right? Did we get her second name?
I
Or
see a
it
couple
was
of you I don't know, so I guess I better introduce myself. I'm Milliam Orion.
Orion, of course.
And this here is Eric Getlum, but we'll just call him Lammy for short.
Okay, interesting.
What the hell is that? Holy crap!
It's that thing we saw at Ark's fort.
So this is that strange girl you met in the Nord Highlands.
Oh, and a little house rule before anything gets blown up. No bringing that thing out in the classroom. If he accidentally smashes a wall or blasts through the ceiling, I'm the one who's gonna get chewed out for it.
Boo! Fine.
Interesting. I did not see her joining. I saw Crow joining. I thought it might be Toa,
Anyway,
but here we are.
nice to meet you guys.
We of course know that she's one of the intelligence division, so therefore is an Osborne kind of puppet.
Tell me you're kidding. Please?
I really wish I could.
Well, I can see we're in for some fun times these next 3 months.
Certainly, we now got 11, which makes us down to the uneven trails of cold steel every single time. I did not expect that. That must be said. I certainly did not expect that. 3 days went by. First, no one was sure to make a Crow Ambrose, and the Intelligence Division agent Milliam Orion's sudden transfer to Class 7. But within a matter of days, it almost felt like they'd been there all along. Sure, none of you need to be reminded that it was none other than Emperor Dracos who ended the War of the Lions. But did you know that the historical records tell us that he had amazingly few soldiers under his command? Initially, his allies numbered only a few confidants and several warriors from the Nord. Okay, while supporters rallied to him in each region, his ranks couldn't hope to be compared to the other prince's armies. Nonetheless, they continued to advance, liberating region after region. After half a year of bloody battles, Prince Dracos met perhaps his most well-known supporter. Milliam, right? Would you happen to know the historical figure to whom I'm referring? Sure do. Leanne Sandalot, also known as the Lance Maiden. Interesting. Is that Orion Hood? Well done. Like that Crow's just sleeping in the back. Sandalot was the daughter of a count who ruled over a remote region. Accounts tell us that she showed great martial skill from a young age. In particular, her skill with the lance was unparalleled. No records exist of her ever being bested in combat. The Lance Maiden had a group of almighty warriors under her command, who fought alongside her in battle. Perhaps you'd like to illuminate us on the name of this famous band. I actually do know this, from Crossbell. If it is the same person. The Eisenritter. It's not the Stahlritter, it's not the Growlsritter, it's the Eisenritter. So, the Iron Knights. The man of knights who are said to be able to charge across the battlefield like lightning, cutting down on their path. So, done your homework. The Wandering Prince met the Iron Maiden one day before a prolonged conflict in the region. Recognizing each other as reliable and trustworthy, they united to blend together the United Banner. And free the Imperial City, as an interesting footnote, the castle of Elsritter has been used as a base of operation for 250 years ago. Is that what this place is? A hop, skip, and a jump from Laura's home in Legram. Interesting. It's known as Longarin Castle. Beautiful old building situated on the west shore of Lake Ebel, to the west of Legram. Now that you've mentioned it before, does anyone live there now? Due to the dangerous terrain where no one goes near it, these days it simply exists as a relic of a bygone era. Feels like that's where we're going in the next field study then. The Arcead family is responsible for the care and maintenance of the castle, though really only minimal work is done. Wasn't one of your ancestors the Aizaril's second in command? Lance most trusted assistant and confidant from what I understand. The Sandalot family line ended with the death of the Lance Maiden. It's partly because of that the Arcead family mourns her death each year. Interesting. What a fascinating story. The grandma never had a mission there, but so I've never been able to go. Maybe I should have stopped by when I went back to Berehart a while back. She's being far too open with this. You'd think she'll at least try to conceal the fact she gets sent all over the country on secret missions. She only let it slip that she was doing something Berehart too. Suppose it's better than her to be being all distant and cagey around us. Probably is better than that. AP increased by 1 though, because we got the question right. But you know what school days means. Tomorrow's a free day, which means next Wednesday you'll have your usual practical exam, bring your A game, Millium and Crow, a few must-have instructional materials you guys are going to need as part of the 5 showed up, and the stuff to do once you're here, once you come with me to the faculty lounge. Home move out for the day, flee while you can. Machias, do the honours. We say the note, all rise and bow. Why has he still got his green commoner jacket on though? Why has he not got a red one like the rest of us? That's what I want to know. All seems rather bizarre. So what do you think? Well, I think we'll be on guard around her at least. Same. Though I'd rather she kept a giant silver thing out of hers hidden. Kittens curled up together. Both rather cat-like in their ways. 12 or 13, still practically children. This present reeks the blood and iron, of course. It certainly seems that way.
As such, I'm planning on granting you a bit of additional assistance.
Which is definitely what he meant.
I should have it ready for you in a few weeks' time.
Hard to believe a guy like that could be an agent of the intelligence division, but just going off what happened in Nord, there's not much that would make me doubt it now. Arclium, always something very interesting. She calls it Lammy, but aside from the name, we don't know anything about it. And it seems like Sarah has one too. It is strikingly similar. They probably do share some common origin. So we're deciding whether or not we can trust her, really. Maybe a while to test her if we can trust her friend, but we can figure out quickly whether or not she can count on us as Marble Queen 7. Most important issue, we can definitely count on her in a fight, we already know this. Describing me as a capricious gambling addict with way too prone. Very true. I feel like he's part of Fee's backstory as well. There's something, because he's sleeping, there's just something there. Levinskron 1 would be better for avoiding. You can count on him when the chips are down, though. When he helped me out last month when the Elise went into the old schoolhouse. He's good in the fight and pretty handy with the Narcos too. Not sure how we connect with him. Separate dorms for the time being, we'll just have to see how things go. Interesting. But we've now got free time, which is obviously quite good, but it means that we've got some stuff to do first. But when we leave here, we're going to get asked to go see.
Hello, Reen Schwarzer speaking.
Oh, hi there, Reen. Do you have a moment?
Toa? Well, this is a surprise. What can I do for you?
We are going to be doing some business.
Class now, right? Well, her student notebook is ready, so I figured it'd be best to get it to her as soon as possible.
And we will, of course, be doing that at some point, but we do have some character profiles to get.
Last time, would you mind coming to get it for her?
Oh, you're talking about Millium. Sure thing. I'll come get it right away.
Indeed.
You want me to swing by the student council room then?
That'd be great. Thanks.
That's not what we're going to be doing straight away.
I should head on over to the student council room before it gets too late.
But we've got some other stuff to do first. So, we need to head to a different room. I believe we need to head to a home ec room first, which is over here. Is it? I believe it is. So we've got music room, home ec. We need to speak to this lovely lady here. Structure Mary, plenty of friends during a visit to Thor's. Medal of Friendship. We get ourselves a free medal, which is always good. We need to speak to her twice to make sure we get the updated school page. So that is that one, and then we need to head to the infirmary, which I believe might be downstairs. Computer room's not the one. Infirmary is downstairs, I'm guessing. Conference room. Principal's room. Is this Markov? It is. Real confidence. Medal of Valor. We're getting all the Lionheart medals. Getting all of the assistant. Just thinking about it's giving him a headache. Fair play. And then we need to head and speak to this person here. Green Smosh. Been working hard in your field studies. You could have made me prouder. Very true. We are the #1 boy. Medal of Compassion. Miss Herschel won this last year. We're getting all of these things. We're just getting all of the awards for being pretty great. The fine stellar work we've been doing. Obviously making its way through. So. Then we need to do one more thing, which is we need to head over to the field to go speak to Emily and get that one in. So let's make our way over there. You need to stop using turbo mode to walk and actually use the running that we've got here. Where are you, Emily? Practice field. Is one of you, Emily? Yes. Don't make friends as true as Teresa every day. It's time to show them what they are completely capable of. So we've done that part now. And we need to find a bench. Near the field entrance. Where is the bench? There we go, we can see it right there. Obviously we're going to give the cat free milk, because we always give her milk. We want this Celine to like us, because we always are looking to do that. And then lastly, we also need to head towards the library before we head over to the student council building and get ourselves our last free book. From here, recommended reading corner, media, all of this stuff that we've got here. Its contents are added to book notes. I should probably start looking at the book notes here. Start making sure that they're read. And then what else have we got? The Conila books. We managed to pick up almost all of them. The Redmond Ruse, we've also added a whole bunch of these in since we've been here. Then other sports and folklore too. Nicely done. And then, is that everything we need to do for this section before we head over to go see Tower? So, no, we've still got to do one more thing. We have been fishing a fair amount, but we need to hopefully have reached a better ranking so that we can gain ourselves the next fishing rod stuff. So fishing club is occult research, photography club, imperial fishing club. Speak to you, boy. You're a black angler. You've earned the same title. It's been a short time. So, assuming we want to get a hang of it, enjoy these things. Now you're a black angler, you need nicer stuff. She will take and trade points to get the Lake Lord Rod, which is definitely something we need for a certain point, but this should mean we can now catch any fish we have missed in the Trista Pond, which is all very, very good. We'll take that. We're not going to go and grab that, but we've at least got the best rod in the game. But let's head towards the student council room and speak to Tower. So, she wanted to come speak to me. Let's do this.
The door's open. Come on in.
Sorry if I disturbed you.
Oh, Reen. Not at all. Sorry for making you come all the way out here.
Don't worry about it. It's class business anyway.
It certainly is. What's the storybook there, Woo Baby?
That's quite the spread you've got on your desk there. Is it just me, or does your workload only ever seem to increase?
Well, I've got a little extra going on right now that's keeping me a little busier than normal.
She's got some stuff going on. But she prints us with this notebook.
This is Milliam's notebook. Crow's already got one, along with the added pages on the Arcus units you all have. So she's the last one who needs it.
All right. I'll be sure to pass this on to Milliam next time I see her. Actually, if you don't mind my asking, how much do you know about why she's here at the Academy?
Is that what she's trying to find out?
All I know is that she came with a recommendation from the Army's Intelligence Division, really. You know those combat shells you fight in your practical exams? They're being used with the Emperor's authorization. Apparently, it's something similar for Milliam. They can't deny her admission if the Emperor's pushing it through.
This goes all the way up to His Majesty?
Seems like it. The Chancellor was the one who set up both the Intelligence Division and the Railway Military Police.
So...
But neither of those organizations could have been established without His Majesty's consent. That's what's unusual. Anyway, because of that, the Academy can't really turn down a direct referral with that kind of backing.
I mean, obviously.
So that's how it is. But even accounting for that, I never would have expected Crow to be transferred into our class too.
Yeah, I was just as shocked as you when I found out. I knew he was a habitual class cutter, but I always figured he at least had enough credits to graduate. Oh, I feel like a failure as student council president for not noticing. Maybe even a failure as a friend.
Whoa there. I think you're being a little hard on yourself.
Yeah, you can't take the responsibility for
What
that
about
one.
Angelica? Does she have enough credits to graduate?
Angie at least makes sure to attend the classes she needs for graduation. Apparently, Crow not only hadn't attended enough class units, he also didn't turn in some essential assignments. But as long as he's active and engaged with his Class 7 work over the next couple months, he'll be able to graduate.
Ah. Still, I get the distinct feeling this 1-2 punch of transfer students wasn't just a happy coincidence.
Crow's there to keep an eye on Millennium.
Am I right?
I would say you are.
Well, yeah. The principal thought placing Crow in Class 7 might be beneficial for the rest of you, too. His grades might be a sorry sight, but he really knows how to get things done when he wants to. Did you know he was responsible for all of the event planning at last year's Academy Festival?
Interesting.
Who did that? Voluntarily?
It might be kind of awkward having a second-year student in your class, but I hope you guys will all get along. That goes for Milliam too, of course. She might have an unusual background, but at the end of the day, she's still a 13-year-old girl.
I'm not sure I buy that,
Yeah,
but that's fine.
I get what you mean. So she really is 13 then?
Yeah, she scored really well on her entrance exam though, so I think she can handle the curriculum fine. She might be small, but she can roll up her sleeves with the best of them.
Now where have I heard of someone like that before?
Toa, obviously. So,
Oh, sorry. Looks like I've got a call coming in.
Go ahead and answer. I don't mind. I wouldn't want you to miss anything important.
All right. Excuse me then. Hello, Reen Schwarzer speaking.
Hello, Reen. It's your favorite instructor here.
and we get the feeling Sarah's going to make us do
Are
something
you still on the
silly.
Academy grounds by any chance?
As much as it pains me to say it, I am.
No need to sound so suspicious. It's just that after I gave Milliam all the things I had for her, she just took off somewhere. You know how she tends to be kind of a mischief maker. So could you find her and drag her back to the dorms for me?
All right. I can only imagine what would happen if she were to flash that silver thing of hers around on the academy grounds again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd really rather avoid a repeat of yesterday. Anyway, I leave it in your capable hands, brave leader of Class 7. Mwah.
Are we for sure I'm the leader now?
Wait a second. When did I become the...
That's fair.
She really does trust you. Anyway, I'll let you go then. Are you still up for helping me with a few requests tomorrow?
Of course. I'll be around. Still, I know you've got a full slate and all, but try not to overwork yourself. And if there's anything else I can do to make life a little easier for you, don't hesitate to ask.
Sure. And thanks.
I think that's got to be the way, right? So we need to try and find Milliam. Alright, better start with Milliam. Where do I even start? She could be almost anywhere. Should ask a couple others to help. Who should we help? We'll take Elisa because any opportunity we can to do that is probably a good idea. And then we'll take Fee as well because we know that she's got the least amount of stuff. So, alright, what do you want us to do? Definitely seem like a good idea to let her roam around and go. Probably saw that there's something new for exploring. Should be able to find her. If I were new here, what would we find most interesting? Okay, probably the old schoolhouse, but I don't know if she's going to be there. So, first things first, we're going to check the academy field grounds.
It's my turn.
Handle it.
Go!
So let's make our way there. Is she here? She came here and dragged Yusuf off to the stables. That voice can't be anything but trouble. I thought I'd give it another shot. It's so fun. Let me just get that from your dad. She's gonna know her dad. And she's now run off. Of course she did. Milliam, wait. Finally came to a stop. You little. And she's running off, of course. Time to start looking again. There we go. I've always wondered what's behind this here. What's behind here? The back gate. Where does the back gate lead? So the next one is we have to head to the engineering factory, I believe. So let's make our way there. Oh no, I'm wrong. I need to go to the gymnasium, which is this one here. Very simple. And my guess is here she is in here. Wrong one. Oh, she's upstairs. Look at all the water. Finally found you. Do you get to take swimming lessons? Giving your school a swimsuit yet? So she's just going to jump in. Weapon, armor stuff. Ta-da. Totally waterproof and dries in no time. Milliam causing mischief. On your mark, get set, go. She's building in a smash all records. And she'll be gone by the time we get there. Of course she is. Nothing we can do except chasing after her, of course. She's not gone through there. And then the last one is with George, who of all people probably knows how to deal with her. So let's make our way through. It'll be George and Angelica, I'm guessing. Awful bike that everyone was talking about. I want to try it. Didn't take long for those two to hit it off. Angelica, of course, always likes to hit it off with girls, is what they're saying. Truth is, that was probably the main purses. And then obviously we know where the last place is. Let's go search somewhere else. Can I speak to you about modifying and exchanging? Because I definitely have enough stuff that if there's someone that doesn't have all the open things. Open. Easy peasy. Finally for that. We haven't got Crow or anyone else in here yet. Which is a little bit annoying. We do actually have the Millium and Crow things, so I should have guessed from that at least, but, you know, it still took me by shock because I'd been preparing myself. So, one last spot to go. Whilst we're chasing down Millium. Is to head through the roof.
Right.
And of course, here is the last place you can kind of go.
Wowee! There's so much cool stuff here. So this is Thor's military academy, huh? I think I'm gonna like it here. Ooh, I wonder what the view from the rooftop's like. Huh?
Is she gonna spot? Yes, the old schoolhouse. Should have guessed you'll be here. Hi guys. Did you come looking for me? But give me the hi, you guys. She freaked out about the old schoolhouse. That is interesting. Tomorrow's a free day, so we can really start exploring. Head back to the dorm before she changes her mind. Sounds like a good plan to me, but interesting. So much fun. It's got a nice feel to it. I think I'm gonna like it here. Where I should go tomorrow. You could spare a thought for the people who've been running all over the school grounds looking for you. Exchange numbers with Millium. Lecter and Claire. She does seem, it makes for the perfect disguise. It's just cloaked. Interesting. It's almost like the Patamata stuff that we obviously know. It looks like we've got our work cut out of us. Putting money aside, we made a trek to the dormitory.
Hey guys, welcome back.
Is Crow moving in with us now?
Welcome back, everyone.
Just been making myself at home here.
Crow?
What are you doing in our dormitory?
Well, I am a member of Class 7 now, so I've been given the go-ahead to move into this dorm now.
Of course,
What?
it makes sense.
Seems awfully sudden.
But man, Sharon sure makes some amazing coffee. If I'd had a cup of that, I would have been banging down the door to join Class 7 months ago.
You flatter me, Master Crow. Would you like me to bring some of the cakes I baked earlier as well?
Do you even need to ask? Anyway, sorry it kind of came out of nowhere, but it's good to be here.
Looks like he's already made himself at home.
Sharon didn't seem to miss a beat either.
It would seem that
so
way.
You're gonna be living here too, huh?
We did wonder what the spare rooms were for.
Us newcomers have to stick together, right? I just finished hauling all my stuff over from my old dorm. Looks like I ended up in the room right across from yours, Reen.
I see. I can already see things getting a lot more lively around here.
It would seem that way indeed.
Ooh, man. Moving all those things really tired me out. I was hoping I could just stow all my junk in my old room, but Toa wouldn't let me.
Well, of course she wouldn't.
He must be pretty exhausted. Well, I suppose now's as good a time as any to officially welcome you to the Class 7 dormitory.
Indeed, our two new mates.
The pleasure's mine. And seriously, you don't have to make a big deal out of it. Come on, loosen up a little. We're classmates now. Just treat me like one of the gang and we're golden.
You sure about that? All right, one of the gang it is. Feels weird to think of you that way after all this time, though.
Well, if you say so.
I don't think I've got anything to worry about with you. Oh, and if you guys don't mind, I want to get in on the action when you explore the old schoolhouse tomorrow. Gotta get back in the groove with my Arcus again, after all.
I was planning on bringing them.
Huh? A schoolhouse? Who'd want to go to school on their day off?
Well, we've got this special schoolhouse here.
Interesting. Hard to explain.
Whoa, really? That sounds kind of cool.
I'm obviously gonna bring both of them.
How did I know you were going to say that? Didn't I just get done telling you how dangerous it is?
Oh, you don't have to worry about me. As long as I've got Lammy, it'll be easy peasy. And if you didn't take me with you, I'd just break down the door and come after you.
That is also very
really
true.
Put it past her either.
All right. Have it your way. I'll be sure to let you and Crow know when I'm planning on heading into the old schoolhouse tomorrow.
Feels like
Don't just go wandering in there on your own without us, all right?
It might be that they're compulsory characters,
Yes,
which
sir.
is fine.
Oh, I can't wait to see what it's like down there. So exciting! I might not even be able to sleep tonight.
It's a labyrinth full of monsters here, not a theme park.
Looks like I better give my pistols a little TLC tonight.
Interesting, however. So. And that concludes my overview of the next field study schedule. How things come along with your end, Instructor Valstein. I've contacted all the relevant authorities, and I've also considered the group placement of our 2 transfer students. Excellent. Let me ask you once more. You're both certain that you're in favor of going forward with this? I do feel like it may be a bit early for them, but I see no reason not to. As students here, they're going to have to face it sooner or later. I'm in full support. Furthermore, I've already secured the Lieutenant General's permission to proceed. Very well, we shall continue as planned. This may be difficult for reality for the students of Class 7 to face, but I only hope that grappling with it now will help guide them down the right path. What the fuck are they planning? My guess is we're going to the ground, but signs and omens. And I'm going to say, if you've enjoyed this, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time in Trails of Cold Steel. Peace.